Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Mike over debt. Let's talk debt. You know, debt is one of the worst thing ever to rely on. But this is what most individuals and countries and companies rely on: debt. So, why is it not the best thing? Because it's not yours, and you basically in a sentence to pay interest on it over time. So you're basically a slave of the issuer of the debt. So you have to pay them interest. And sometimes they even raise the interest on you arbitrarily. What that means, like you have a credit card and the credit card issuer just raise the interest on you. Right? So they just charge you more every month. Right? That's really bad because like you didn't know, you didn't plan on paying more for this credit card. Now they just charge you more. And this is the same case for like companies and individuals and people with the mortgage, like flexible rate. These people are paying way higher mortgages now, sometimes in some cases double the interest they used to pay last year. And you have like countries, they are in deep trouble right now, like UK, even US. Like nobody want to lend money to those countries. It's like they are in a debt trap. Basically that situation, it's a death spiral because they can never take out themselves from this hole they put themselves into. And I don't know, I don't care if it was purpose, but in purpose or not in purpose, but it is what it is now, because there's no way the GDP of the economy can pay for that debt, so they can get out of it. So it's never gonna be paid back. The same case for many countries in this planet. So central banks, get out of your way. There are ways to print and print and print. So now this is the time for all this dumb government who just was printing money to pay back. And the worst part of it is the citizen who are gonna have to sacrifice for it. So all this money printing that was happening in 2020, all this nonsense, now it's time to pay back. The interest is going up because the free market say, hey, in order for me to lend you money, you have to pay me high interest because inflation is crazy high. Why would I give you my money, right, for an interest rate that's lower than inflation rate? That's stupid, right? So they need more money. And it's the same thing for retirement. Like most of these treasuries, they are related to retirement fund. So basically the money your grandma, your grandpa get, right, for sitting home, well, they have to, this money is coming somewhere, right? It's coming from somewhere. So those retirement funds have to lend it from some company because they gamble with that money they give them. You see, so it's a system based on gambling. So there's nothing real in the bottom, in the base of the economy. It's all based on gambling. So those retirees, they're not gonna get the money back, right? They're just gonna go bust, right? So that's a problem here. And that's why you have to really, protect yourself from what's coming. that's why I started this podcast and the channel in general, and I said it's Bitcoin for the people, because what I see coming is going to be very, very, very bad, especially for retirees and the younger generation, the young people, because those people, they are screwed. All the money they printed in the back of the kids, right? And the promise that they will pay back. But I think most kids are smart enough. They're gonna get into Bitcoin, right? They're not dumb enough to believe that, right? So yeah, that's a problem here. But it's still gonna affect them, because the future, our country, right? They're not gonna find the same country, the same opportunities like their parents had, even though this opportunity was not great. But it's gonna get worse. Like in a world where we were supposed to be more advanced, like we shouldn't be working like 5 days a week. Now I know I'm going to work on Friday, right? So we could be working 3 days a week or 4 days a week. No, you still have to work 5 days a week, right? While we have all this advancement in technology, all those things getting free and free, getting less and less expensive. But now you have all those money printers, central bankers printing money to keep prices high, right? Back before 2020, before inflation rate starts spiking, and they used to talk about, oh yeah, we have inflation cap at 2%, right? In the background, the inflation used to be like even 10%, I think, right? In houses was used to, prices was crazy high. Every like 3 years, house prices was doubling, and they said the inflation 2%. Like, what kind of inflation you talking about, right? So those are the type of robbery we have to deal with. Now you have debt, right? This why debt is a bad thing for the individual. Now, in the economy we live in, it's based on debt. Okay, not all debt are bad, because we live in an economy of cheating, right? An economy of debt. So basically, you have to put yourself into debt in order to make a significant success, right? You can't own a meaningful house without putting yourself in debt, unless if you grew up in a rich family, and you inherited the house or something. It's hard to buy a house for $1 million, without getting yourself into debt, right? So that's the thing here. So you have to put yourself into debt, right? Take a mortgage, take a line of credit or something. Those are debt. So it's not necessarily an extremely bad thing to take some debt, right? As long as you can pay it, as long as you can afford it, right? You're not gonna put yourself into debt where you can't afford a month off, right? If you're sick or something happened to you, right? So this debt system makes us slave, and that makes us that paralyze the individual, because now if you have a debt like house, right? If you buy $1 million house, you won't start a great company. They just want you to be slave to work for another company so you can pay that house down, right? Because you need a mortgage, and the bank will not give you a mortgage if you don't have a job. So you see, so the system glue you into a place where you have to get stuck, right? So that's a problem with debt. So you become a slave of the system. So that's how basically people grow. But the thing is, anyways, I don't want to make this too long. I have to go. But here's the thing. The thing is, you have to control how much you can afford, right? So let's say you have a credit card. Let's go to the credit card level. So you could basically start paying down your credit card because interest rates are going up. Right? So I have a warning. Interest rates are going up. So try to see if you could pay down some the credit card. So maybe you find another job or something, pay it down. So when the interest rate gets so high, you don't get that much affected. Alright guys, when is too high there? I'm gonna let it go, and I'll see you then in the next Toxic Talk. Back over.